Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Destiny here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is called Battle of the Mattes. This is going to be a 4-in-1 video on some of my newer foundation that I've tried lately, both drugstore and one high-end. So if you'd like to see these 4 foundations be compared, all you gotta do is stay tuned. First up, I'm gonna go in with Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. And this is something that I was actually really excited about. So as you see, I'm just going in and doing my traditional foundation. I use a color correcting serum as well as their hydrating serum. These are the 3 colors I was sent: Y503, Y535, and then Y533. The color that I'm using is color Y535. And as you can see, automatically off the bat, it's a little orange. Now, there does go a little room for the fact that I may have a better color, but looking at the paper that was sent to me, looking at the colors available, I honestly feel like this should be the color that suits me. The first formulation of Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus honestly had a really interesting color range, and it seems as though this one does too. The color that I'm going in the center with is Y503. And it balances out. Like, I do feel like I can make this work. I go in on my Laura Mercier and I do my soft set and everything like that, so it doesn't over oxidize because it's already orange. And then I'm going to go in the center with Fashion Fair powder in golden, and I like these. It helps it balance it out. It helps to keep the tones in check. But I will say that I have to revisit the color selection. I really loved the finish. It was super matte. I'm going in and contouring or bronzing with my Bobbi Brown powder in espresso, excuse me. I do want to revisit it. I love the finish. I loved the wear. It wore really well for a really long time. The original did as well, but I'm just like, I really want to try a different tone. So I'm going in and highlighting with Betty Luminizer. I usually use Mary Luminizer, but I tried Betty. Betty's more of a golden color. I thought it was really pretty. I really feel like everything came together nicely, and I will, if you guys like to do, or if you guys would like for me to do a full routine and showing you guys everything step by step, I will. But I have so many foundation tutorials that I decided, let me just put these all together. You guys have seen me do tutorials for all of these brands, but I really wanted to compare the mattes. So as you guys can see, it did come together. It does read a little orangey, but it can work out. I think I just needed a little bit more warm. It was just a little bit too cool for my skin tone, and everything came together nicely. And I will have more details in the bottom bar of what else is on my face. So next up is the NYX foundation. Everybody has been so excited for this line, so excited for this launch. It's just super inclusive. There are so many shades, and as you can see, I have them swatched on my face, and I will have them listed from left to right, lightest to darkest, what the colors were. I absolutely love pore filler, so I did use that as my primer. Like I was saying, everybody's been so excited about this. I was actually a part of the launch. I was a model for color 21. That's the color I'm using here on a gem blender. A new, hopefully soon to launch gem blender. This was the tone that I honestly feel like could work best for me, but I do feel like this line in particular ran a little red. So I'm also using one of their concealers from their Conceal and Correct palette with another gem blender available on gemblender.com, and blending out my concealer. And then I'm using the darkest tone in color 25, or the darkest color that I have, color 25, as my contour. I do think it balanced itself out nicely. I actually think that the darkest tone was a little bit warmer than 21, which I'm not really sure about, but it worked out really nicely. Honestly, I really love this foundation. It set down matte really fast, and it sets really well. I am going in with their powder palette to set my face, and then I'm going in with a little bit of their dewy setting spray because everything was so matte. I just decided to go in with a little dew. Going in with a little bit of Shea Moisture bronzer. I'm just going to go ahead and give my face a little bit of a glow. Now we have the COVERGIRL Matte Made, and I am going to go in with pore filler again. Pore filler is one of my favorite primers. If you think primer doesn't work, try pore filler. I love the texture of this. It really works well for my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rub that in my T-zone. I really don't need it on my forehead, but I did put it there. The colors I'm swatching on my face are D70 and D80. I absolutely positively love the tone of this foundation. Do you see how dark and how warm it is? How it's not orange or red. It is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. CoverGirl really came through. I'm shook by this foundation. Probably shouldn't have said that already, but the way it wears and the color is just really nice. I am going in the center with color T15, also from the CoverGirl Matte Made collection. I did select this as a highlight color and I think it worked really well. Blends out nicely, they work well together. It mattes down really nicely. This is the best CoverGirl foundation that I've tried. And I've tried a good amount of CoverGirl foundation and I really like Matte Made. So I am going in with their concealer, It's Lit brightening concealer, and I really like this because it's nice and warm and it's also matte and it gives like a little bit of a tiny bit of shimmer, and it helped to warm up the center of my face a little bit. I just wanted to try it. I didn't need it, but I really like the tone of it. I like the texture, the way it wears. I was really impressed by these CoverGirl products, you guys. I actually received some lip products and an eyeliner and different things that I used in this tutorial. This powder right here in what color is this? This is 745 Warm Beige. It's absolutely amazing. It's going to be great for women of color, women who are pale in tone. I don't know how that orange is going to work. If you're a little bit tan, I'm not really sure, but I think it would be a great center powder. Like the way I used it. Oh, perfect. I absolutely love it. As you can see me, I'm like, wow. Yeah, it's really good. So I'm going to go on with a little bit of the L'Oreal Lumi palette in their highlighters. I think I'm using Saturn and I think I'm using Saturn. So I'm just going to use that to highlight the foundation. This was a really great release from CoverGirl. Last but not least, we have the Revlon Full Cover, and I just seen this in Rite Aid the other day and I was like, okay, let me try this and throw it into the mix. I've always been a fan of Revlon foundation. So first off, the color is amazing, not too warm or too cool, but the line is not very inclusive. There's not a large selection of colors for women of color. You're gonna have to mix, you're gonna have to stretch in some occasions. But the texture is very light, fluffy, and moussey. Hopefully they will release some more shades if this becomes something that people really like or whatever the case may be. I am going to go in the center with my CoverGirl It's Lit highlighter, brightener thing. I was going to say concealer. I really like it a lot. Going in with my NYX powder and espresso and my Shea Moisture bronzer in Mandalay Dusk. I'm going to feather that all around my face to just bring in all the deepest parts of my face and just blend that all really nicely together. I really like how this face came together. If you want to see pretty much the full tutorial shrunken down, I do have it on Instagram if you guys want to check it out. Most of these foundations have already been tested on Instagram. That's how I'm telling you how well they wore and stuff. This color is Paradise Lost, and then that golden color is Kelly from Deck of Scarlet. I absolutely love those eyeshadows. I did a full look, but I didn't share it, and I will if you guys want me to. So basically, I really didn't have a huge problem with any of the foundations. I was a little bit disappointed by the Makeup Forever color range for my section. Generally don't get that orange from their foundations. They generally have a better selection. I really like the CoverGirl. I feel like they had the best warm. These lines to be really successful, which I think it could because the formula is great. The Revlon was really good, great texture. I also think all they're gonna do is need more tones. I really like how it wore down. It's definitely the most comfortable wear. It didn't get quite as dry as the NYX or the Makeup Forever. The CoverGirl is probably second, and the NYX I really like, except for it was just a tiny bit red even in the warmer shades. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I will have information in the bottom bar if you guys are interested in checking any of these foundations out. As always, I want to thank you for commenting, rating, and subscribing. I'll be in touch, and hopefully you'll do the same. Bye guys.